My name is Jackson Brinkley, and I'm going to tell you how to become an organ donor and why it's a good thing to do so. Imagine that your sister needs a new heart to continue her life. Now imagine that the doctor has called the family in and told you that she is at the top of the list for a heart transplant. This is all possible because someone was an organ donor. Think of how that makes you feel. If you are not an organ donor, you should be. Becoming an organ donor is very simple and there is no cost. Besides, after you have passed away, think about how you can change someone else's life if you were an organ donor. The number of people's lives that have been saved by organ donors is off the charts, but there are still thousands of people that are on the waiting list, waiting for that call to have a second chance at life. Look at your driver's license. Is there a little red heart next to your picture? If there is, that means you are already an organ donor. In North Carolina alone, there are 3,400 people on the donor waiting list, and on average, 18 people per day die while on that list. If more people were organ donors, these numbers would rapidly decrease. Becoming an organ donor is free and easy. You can change lives after you have passed away, and there are thousands of people on a waiting list just praying for your help. Please think about becoming an organ donor if you're not already one. Organ donors are needed. The need for organ donors are unreal. As I said before, according to the NCDMV, there are 3,400 people waiting for an organ transplant. Although on average 79 people a day receive their transplant, on average 18 people die while waiting. If no one signed up to become an organ donor, these numbers could increase rapidly. Becoming an organ donor is free. No cost to sign up and no cost to your family once you have passed. You can become an organ donor at the age of 13 or when getting your driver's license. When you go to get your license, if you choose to become an organ donor, you can get a heart on your driver's license. This will let the doctors know clearly that you want to donate your organs in case something would happen to you. If more people would become organ donors, then more people could have chances that they never thought could be possible. Let's take a minute to think about what you are going to do with your organs after you have died. Nothing. You can still have an open casket at your funeral, and no one will ever know. In the event that something happens to you, and you are an organ donor, the doctor will save the organs that can be used, and they will be processed for the transplant. You are going to save someone's life, and you didn't have to do anything. The word that comes to mind when describing a benefit of donating is satisfied. By this, I mean that knowing that you have done all that you can, even after you are gone, to help someone or possibly save someone's life, is very satisfying. I want to challenge the people that are not organ donors to do a little research on their own and write down their own personal pros and cons of becoming an organ donor, and maybe this will change your mind and help you see that it is the right thing to do. In conclusion, if you aren't an organ donor, ask yourself, why not? Becoming an organ donor is giving a gift of life to someone after you have passed. The cost to you and your family is nothing. All you need to do is register. If you are still questioning why you should become an organ donor, check out a few of the websites that I mentioned in my speech. And do some further digging on your own. Read the blogs of people who have given a second chance at life. And if that doesn't work, just think of it as your family was in need of an organ transplant and one became available on the list. Think of how that would make you and your family feel. Thank you.